Hi everyone, it's Miss Vargas. I'm here today to read to you Alexander and the Wind-Up Mouse by Leo Leone. It's one of my favorite books. I've loved it since I was a little girl, and I hope you guys like it too. Help! Help! A mouse! There was a scream, then a crash. Cups, saucers, and spoons were flying in all directions. Alexander ran for his hole as fast as his little legs could carry him. All Alexander wanted was a few crumbs, and yet every time they saw him, they would scream for help or chase him with a broom. They didn't want a mouse in their house. One day, when there was no one in the house, Alexander heard a squeak in Annie's room. He sneaked in, and what did he see? Another mouse. But not an ordinary mouse like him. Instead of legs, it had two little wheels, and on its back there was a key. "Who are you?" asked Alexander. "I'm Willie, the wind-up mouse. I'm Annie's favorite toy. They wind me up to make me run around in circles, and they cuddle me at night, and I sleep on a soft white pillow between the doll and the woolly bear. Everyone loves me." "Hmm, they don't care much for me," said Alexander, but he was happy to have found a friend. "Let's go to the kitchen and look for crumbs," he said. "Oh, I can't," said Willie. "I can only move when they wind me up, but I don't mind because everybody loves me." Alexander, too, came to love Willie. He went to visit him whenever he could. He told him of his adventures with brooms, flying saucers, and mousetraps. Willie talked about the penguin, the woolly bear, and mostly about Annie. The two friends spent many happy hours and days together. But when he was alone in the dark of his own hideout, Alexander thought of Willie with envy. "Ah," he said, "why can't I be a wind-up mouse like Willie and be cuddled and loved?" He was so sad all by himself. One day, Willie told a strange story. "I've heard," he whispered, "that in the garden, at the end of the pebble path, close to the blackberry bush, there lives a magic lizard who can change one animal into another." "Do you mean," said Alexander, "that we could change me into a wind-up mouse like you?" Wouldn't that be great? That very afternoon, Alexander went to the garden and ran to the end of the path. "Lizard, lizard," he whispered, and suddenly there stood before him, full of the colors of flowers and butterflies, a large lizard. "Is it true that you could change me into a wind-up mouse?" said Alexander in a very quivering voice. "Well, when the moon is round," said the lizard, "bring me a purple pebble." For days and days and days, Alexander searched the garden for a purple pebble. In vain. That means he could not find one. He found yellow pebbles and blue pebbles and green pebbles, but not one tiny purple pebble. Not one. He couldn't find one. At last, tired and hungry, he returned to the house. In the corner of the pantry, he saw a box full of old toys, and there, between the blocks and the broken dolls, was Willie. "What happened?" said Alexander in surprise. Willie told him a sad story. It had been Annie's birthday. There was a party, and everyone brought a gift. The next day, Willie sighed. "Many of the old toys were dumped into this box, and we will all be thrown away." Alexander was almost in tears. Poor Willie, he thought. But then something caught his eye. Could it really be? Yes, it was. It was a purple pebble. Just one right here. Do you see it? It's tiny. He's been looking for one of those for many days. He finally found one. Oh, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. What do you think? Do you think Willie's going to turn into a toy? Alexander's going to turn into a toy? Or is Willie going to maybe turn into a real mouse? Let's find out. All excited, he ran to the garden, the precious pebble tight in his arms. There was a full moon. Out of breath, Alexander stopped near the blackberry bush. Lizard, lizard, in the bush, he called quickly. The leaves rustled, and there stood the lizard. The moon is round, the pebble found, said the lizard. Who or what do you wish to be? I want to be... Alexander stopped, and then he suddenly said, Lizard, lizard, I know. Could you change Willie into a mouse like me? The lizard blinked, and there was a blinding light, and all was quiet, and the purple pebble was now gone. Alexander ran back to the house as fast as he could. Oh no, the box was there, but alas, it was empty. Too late, he thought, and with a heavy heart, he went to his hole in the baseboard. Something squeaked. Cautiously, Alexander moved closer to the hole. There was a mouse inside. Who are you? Said Alexander, a little frightened. My name is Willie, said the mouse. Willie, cried Alexander. The lizard! The lizard did it! He hugged Willie, and they ran to the garden path, and there they danced all night until dawn. I hope you enjoyed the story. Did you see that? Instead of becoming a toy like Willie, Alexander, he said, Lizard, can you change my friend into a real mouse like me? Then they would be able to go wherever they wanted to go. Might be a little bit dangerous, but they knew that they would have fun together. I hope you enjoyed the story, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.